What if a company was worth $47 billion on Monday and nearly worthless by Friday? The startup bubble didn't just burst. It detonated, and the shockwave is still being felt across Silicon Valley today. It began with a vision. Adam Neumann co-founded WeWork in 2010 with a simple but seductive idea: transform empty office space into vibrant, community-driven co-working hubs. Within a decade, WeWork had expanded to 38 countries in 528 locations. It wasn't just a real estate company. It was a movement. At the heart of WeWork's explosive rise was one man, Adam Neumann. Charismatic, unpredictable, and extraordinarily persuasive, Neumann convinced the world's biggest investors that WeWork was not a real estate company but a technology company. That distinction would make all the difference in the world. In 2017, SoftBank's Masayoshi Son met Neumann and, within 12 minutes, committed $4.4 billion. Son later wrote on a napkin, valuation $10 billion. By 2019, SoftBank had poured nearly $18 billion into WeWork, pushing its valuation to an almost incomprehensible $47 billion. No one stopped to ask the obvious question: how does a company that rents desks justify that price tag? Behind the sleek lobbies and free beer taps, WeWork's finances were a catastrophe. The company was burning through cash at a rate of $219,000 per hour. In 2018 alone, it lost $1.9 billion. Revenue was growing, but expenses were growing 3 times faster. The company was, in financial terms, a machine designed to destroy money. In August 2019, WeWork filed its S-1, the document required to go public on the stock market. What investors and journalists found inside was stunning. Neumann had trademarked the word "we" and charged WeWork $5.9 million to use it. He had sold portions of his own shares back to the company for $700 million before the IPO. He had personally purchased buildings and leased them back to WeWork at a profit. The conflict of interest was breathtaking in its scale. The IPO was pulled. WeWork's valuation crashed from $47 billion to under $8 billion in 6 weeks. Neumann was forced to resign as CEO, but walked away with a $1.7 billion exit package, a golden parachute, while 2,400 employees were laid off. Cleaning staff who had worked for years received nothing. The contrast was impossible to ignore. WeWork finally declared bankruptcy in November 2023. SoftBank lost over $14 billion. The collapse became a defining warning of an era drunk on cheap money and unchecked ambition. The WeWork story is not just about one company. It is a mirror held up to an entire generation of investors who chose to believe a story instead of reading the numbers.